Hari Om, I'm Khushi and today I'll be representing Group 1 Ashtavakra. We all are unhappy due to COVID pandemic, aren't we? We're unable to meet our friends and we do not like online classes. One of our teammates gave us his experience during the pandemic. He says, when the lockdown started, I was excited because my final exams were cancelled and happy that I got holidays. However, after a few weeks, the feeling of holidays and staying at home wore off. I did not like it. Over time, I realized that the lockdown gave me more time for the things I love to do, hobbies that had been previously swamped by schoolwork. I started drawing, gardening, learning new shlokas, cooking, and even baking. I started spending more time with my family. But then school started, and again I was under pressure because of online classes. I understand how difficult it must be, but it's important to remember that none of us are alone, no matter how scared or trapped or lonely you feel. Now, our friend Anand will be chanting a part of Rudram.
Hari Om, I'm Anand, and I will be chanting a part of Rudram that I learned during the lockdown, taught by our respectful Chinmaya Mission mentors. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, Om Namaste Rudramanyava Uto Taishave Namaha, Namaste Astu Dhanvane Bahubhya Mudate Namaha, Ya Taishu Shivatama Shivam Babhuvate Dhanuhu, Shiva Sharavya Tavataya No Rudramridaya, Ya Te Rudra Shiva Tanura Ghora Papakashini, तया नस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः यामिषं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्ष्यस्तवे.
The Pandavas also had to face a similar situation where they were exiled for 14 years, as we all know. They coped with the situation by disguising themselves using different identities. Yudhishthira took the identity of the chief advisor called Kanka. Bhima acted as Ballava, the royal chef. Arjuna acted as the dance teacher for Shashireka and Uttara and was named Brihannale. Nakula and Sahadeva were called Grantika and Tantrapala respectively. Sahadeva was appointed to take care of the horses and Nakula to take care of cows. Draupadi disguised herself as Sairandhri. They were serving Virat Maharaj. Just like the Pandavas and Draupadi, even we had to deal with our emotions and feelings. There is a quote by Gurudev which says, remember, even this will pass away. Change is always constant. Just like Gurudev says, even the current pandemic situation will ease out over time.
Now, let me tell you another story of how Sita tried to cope up in a similar situation. Sita held captive in a Shokvatika by Ravana. She was really depressed because she was away from her husband Rama. Trijata, a Rakshasi who dreamt of Ravana's downfall by Rama, tells Sita about this. Sita was very happy to hear that Rama was safe. Eventually, Ravana got to know about this and tricked Sita by showing Rama's head to her and making her think that her husband was dead. Then, after Ravana leaves the scene, Sita was in a dilemma whether her husband could save her or not. Sita says, I am scared that what Ravana showed is true. Trijata then explains to Sita by saying, Sita, Rama is not dead. This was just an illusion. He is safe outside Lanka and he is coming to save you. Have faith in your husband, daughter. So, Sita always believed in Rama and was assured that her husband was coming to take her away from Lanka and Ravana. We should always think positive and practical. During this time, we should be united and face all challenges together. Just like Sita had the hope of seeing Rama soon, even we should have the hope that things will get better. Pujya Gurudev says, in all adversities, there is always in its depth a treasure of spiritual blessings. And now, we will have one of our teammates share his experience.
Hari Om. I am Praveen and I wanted to share something with all of you. During this pandemic, I learned to meditate. Meditation helped me to see things with a different perspective. I started thinking in a positive way. I said to myself, hey, worrying or fretting about the pandemic isn't going to help me. Instead, I can use my time and energy to actually do something. Worrying about something is really not helpful, guys. Trust me. There's a quote by Gurudev which says, smile at life and life smiles at you. Frown at life and life frowns at you. And now we will be ending our presentation with the acknowledgements. Thank you and Hari Om.
Hari Om, as Balnihar students, our greatest idol is Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. Gurudev always remains steady in all adversities. We remember Gurudev and his words during the strange time of the pandemic. I'm sure all of you out there are feeling really bored and unhappy with the situation. You can't go out, can't go meet your friends, can't go play outside, and the worst of all, online classes. But now, I assure you that after watching this video created by Group Agastya, you will never feel unhappy or bored during this pandemic. Gurudev once said that in all adversities, there is always, in its depth, a treasure of spiritual blessings secretly hidden. A great king and a leader faced a similar situation. He was stressed and was on a verge of giving up. Any guesses who it is? Yes, it's him, Lord Rama. Now let's watch a skit. This is a story of Lord Rama who was in a battle with Ravana to get his wife Sita back from Lanka to Ayodhya. Lord Rama was in a situation of losing hope, and that's when great sage Agastya came and helped him by reciting the Aditya Hridaya.
Ha 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 ha! Nobody can defeat me. I am the greatest and my army is powerful too. My son Indrajit has defeated half of your army and your Lakshmana is down. There is no hope for your win, Rama.
I don't think I can win this battle. I'm now starting to lose hope. I keep shooting so many arrows at Ravan, but his heads just keep growing back. I think it's time that I give up.
Ha 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 ha! You can never kill me. I am the greatest and the most powerful of all.
Just as Lord Rama was about to accept his defeat, the great sage Agastya came and recited the Aditya Hridaya.
Don't accept your defeat, O great Rama. Now recite after me. Tatho yuddha parishrantam samare chintaya stithim ravanam chagrato drishtva yuddhaya samupastitam दैवतैश्च समागम्य दृष्ट्वा मभाग्यतोरणम् उपगम्य ब्रवीत्रमम् अगस्त्यो भगवान् ऋषिः
ततो युद्ध परिश्रान्तं समरे चिन्तया स्थितं रावणं चाग्रतो दृष्ट्वा युद्धाय समुपस्थितम् दैवतैश्च समागम्य द्रष्टुमभ्यागतोरणम् उपगम्य ब्रवीद्रामम् अगस्त्यो भगवान् ऋषिः. Yes, now I'm feeling much more confident. Now I will definitely beat Ravan.
So this was how Lord Rama got out of his troubles and difficulties. Now let's see some real life examples of how we children got out of our troubles and difficulties.
Remember, even this will pass away.
could smile with you.
So now you have so many exciting ideas that will make your unhappy or boring pandemic an exciting one. Hurry, Amal.
Here it comes again. COVID 19, the most recurring term of this entire year. I remember I had the biggest grin on my face when I found out school was shutting down, but ironically, all of us want to go back now so bad. The direct effects of this virus have been terrible, and the indirect ones too.
Exactly, so many changes. We have been practically in our houses for almost a year, and everything we do now has to be done in our homes. Classes are taken online, groceries are ordered, employees work from home, and so much more. I'm just so sick and tired of all this.
Exactly, there are so many disadvantages to this. Like, we can't meet our friends, nor can we go to trips. Online classes aren't the same as school, and too much screen time ruins our eyes. Upon this, no eating out, and every step you take outside the house counts as a huge risk. And to address problems on a larger scale, so many people have lost their jobs, and you are bound to only few people and have lost exposure to socializing. To top it all, the Palwar camp was cancelled too.
But look at the bright side too. I mean, all of it hasn't been so bad. There are some pros to the quarantine life.
True, we have got to spend time with our families, review old games, try out new recipes, and so much more. And we have found alternatives to meet our friends, and nature has gotten so much better, hasn't it? And we have cut down so much unnecessary travel. We have plenty of time to hone our talents and skills and learn new things too. We can also spend our time strengthening our strengths and weakening our weakness. To think of it, this pandemic taught us to focus indulging on necessities rather than wants and desires. Don't you think?
And well, this is here to stay. All we can do is apply some principles instead of just complaining.
Definitely. Firstly, I think all of us need to cut down on our screen time by a major scale, considering everything's happening online. And it's not like we can't find alternatives. We can tingle our creative sides, make use of our time, pick up a hobby, be it learning an instrument or trying a new recipe. We can eat healthy and trust the power of prayer. Inculcating these principles in our routine, we can polish our personalities too. And all of this can be achieved by simply setting up a schedule. I think this would do us real good.
And we've learned a lot too. From discovering the art of cooking to cleaning the house, I think all of us have come a long way by learning and picking up skills we wouldn't have tried before. It sure has been productive, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure. I've picked up coding via an online course and even learned how to play chess.
And it's not like it's only us. So many mythological characters have gone through and even overcome such phases of their lives.
Yup. Think of Sita, the princess who could have stayed back while Rama went to take up his exile. Instead, she went with him, and then goes the legend of her kidnap. And she spent days and nights for over a year with no people to meet, that too in strange lands. At least we're in the comfort of our homes.
Of course, and even the Pandavas, their exile of 13 years must have been so much harder than we can even imagine. And what we learned from them was how they made use of their time. Arjuna gained the knowledge of the Pashupatastra, Bhima being trained by Hanuman, Yudhishthira tested by Yamadeva, Draupadi along with Yudhishthira serving sages, and Nakula Sahadeva honing their abilities.
Yeah, and Gurudev has always been with us, inspiring us through his wise words.
As he says, we must remember, even this will pass away.
And if we smile at life, life smiles at us. We frown at life, life frowns at us. It's at the end of the day simply our choice.
So, to help you change your mind, I've got a poem for you. When we think of the days of February, when we'd not yet met our adversary, the era of schools and friends not inside a phone seems surprising. Such a time was known. Now let's fast forward into March, where COVID was declared in charge. Within a month, we were bound to walls, our lives literally based off calls. To think of it, some of it has done good. Not eat out for months, who thought we could? We spent time reviving old games and toys. It finally felt like we cut off from the noise. Though at first this was a huge setback, we begin to hone the skills we lack. We learnt the joy of a self-cooked meal. We sat at home, watched nature heal. Yes, our lives are different with no friends to meet, no vacations, no people to greet. But all we can do is hope and pray that all of it gets done soon one day. So reasons to be unhappy, let's not create. I think we can confidently say we have a lot on our plates. And if there's one thing COVID has taught us, that is to smile and wait.
With that background, let's now get into the COVID situation. What is the topic? Obviously, we are all aware we are living through very, very strange times. We have a pandemic, right? This virus is just ruining us. It's really making a lot life changes in us, significant life changes, right? One of them is simply the fact that we have to work from home. We have to stay at home, right? So as you active students are involved, you cannot meet your friends, and worse, you cannot go to school and have fun. You are having to do everything online at this point, and you do not like online classes. Unfortunately, that was the situation that was posed to you, and the tasks were very simple. Identify the principles that you could use to feel better about this, and identify characters from the Itihasas or the Puranas who went through a similar situation, and how was she or he able to deal with it at this point, right? And as a guiding principle, right? See, the whole idea behind this workshop was we wanted you, and you have done it wonderfully, to come up with your original thoughts. What can be done, what are the situations, etc. But as guiding principles, Gurudev's quotes were given. In this case, remember, even this will pass away. Smile at life and life smiles at you. Frown at life and life frowns at you. In all adversities, at its depth, there is a treasure of spiritual blessings secretly hidden. So these three quotes were just given to you as a guidance. Now let me call upon Ashtavakra group, in particular Anand and Praveen, the representatives of Ashtavakra group. Can you please come on, can you please make yourselves visible? Yeah, Hari Om Anand, Hari Om Praveen. At this point, I'd like you to give me a 1-minute summary. See, the idea is people who are watching this YouTube video have actually are seeing the stream, have actually seen your video already. But just in case they have not, what we would recommend, of course, is go back and look at the video. But just in case they have not, we would like a synopsis. So please, I turn it over to you. 1-minute presentation or a summarization of your video at this point.
Hari Om, I'm Anand. The present coronavirus situation is making us unhappy, right? Even though we felt happy initially because of the cancellation of our exams, we started feeling lonely because our online classes are boring as we miss out fun with our friends, outdoor games, and outings. When we go through our Itihasas and Puranas, we find Mother Sita had undergone a similar situation when she was captured by Ravana and stuck in Ashokavatika. Ravana showed her a fake head of Rama to make her believe that Rama is dead. When she was startled, Trijata motivated her and advised her to have faith in Rama. Just like Sita, we should also have faith in the fact that even this situation will pass away over time.
Even in Mahabharata, when the Pandavas were in their Agnatavasa, they had to deal with their emotions and feelings as we are doing now. We can make use of this pandemic situation in a fruitful way by learning new skills and spending time with our families. Worrying and complaining about the pandemic is not going to help us. Rather, use this to create opportunities. So, have faith and stay strong. Hari Om.
Very nice. Wonderfully done video and wonderfully done summary. Okay. Now I'm going to ask, what has happened is other groups have seen your video, of course, and they have been very excited by your video, but they had some clarifications. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question from Dadichi group. It said, the question goes like this, and after that, any one of you can answer. Okay. Any one of you can answer. If one person starts answering, let him answer. And if the other person then has something else to add to it, they can feel free to do so. I have some 3 or 4 questions for both of you with respect to your presentation. The first question is from Dadichi group. In the Puranic cases, that is the Pandavas and the Sita case that you described, the characters, they had clues. They had clues to know that their troubles were ending very soon. However, in this present COVID situation, we don't have clues as to when this is ending. It seems to be going on forever and we just don't know when it's going to end. So, what keeps you going when we know that this corona is not ending in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, so the characters in the Puranas did not and Itihasas did not get clues so quickly. They waited and waited for a long time patiently to get the clues. So if we wait for more time, we would get the clues probably. So we have to go on like that.
We just have to keep waiting patiently, is what you're saying. Okay.
I would also like to add something on it. What kept us going was hope. We had hope of the pandemic ending. So just have faith. That's all.
Yeah. Nice, very good answer. Right? We do have the vaccines that are being created, so we do have hope. You're absolutely right on that. Yeah. Now there was another question from Anasuya group, and they asked an interesting one. They say, how does a problem that impacts everyone, you see, this entire world is impacted by this, right? How does the problem that impact everyone make an individual situation better?
Well, individual. Okay, so tough question. So I don't know how to.
Actually, if we work as a team, we can excel. So that's what happened. So if we work together in this world, all people, if we come together and make one decision to stay in our homes like that, anything, we may excel. We will excel.
In fact, because it's such a global problem and so many people are working on it, maybe making it easier to find the solution at this point, right? Praveen, you have something to add?
Well, nope, nothing here.
No. Okay. Yeah. Now, there was one statement that I saw your video, and there was one statement in there that I did not fully understand. So I thought maybe you can explain this if you can. You said, none of us are alone, no matter how trapped or scared or lonely we feel. What did you mean by that?
Well, Anand, you want to answer this if you want to?
Yeah, sure. So even though we are in such a situation that we are alone, we do not have any humans near us, there's always Gurudev here. He'll always help us in every situation, and also God is also there everywhere, so he'll also help. So we are never alone.
And I would add something on this. I feel that the responsibility falls on every individual, because we have to stay at home and we have to stay safe. So if we stay at home, the corona won't spread. So the responsibility will fall on each and every person.
In other words, for the society's good, each and every person also has responsibility. Very nice. Yeah, very true also, right? If we don't wear masks and we don't practice social distancing, we are impacting everyone else around us. That's very true. Very true. And this is, I think, a relatively simple question, but I did want to emphasize it because it's such a simple Gurudev quote, but so much wealth of meaning behind it. Remember, even this will pass away, right? That is Gurudev's quote, one of Gurudev's quotes. What does this mean to you at this point?
Well, we just have to go through this. We have to deal with this, because we just have to remember that this will pass away. Nothing is permanent. The only permanence is that temporariness in the world. So yeah,
change is always constant.
Yeah.
The only constant thing is change. So we will be expecting change every minute.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. One last question, and for me, this was something that I thought of. See, a lot of the topic itself was very personal, right? It said you are impacted, so what would you do? But in this case, right? Obviously, the question was how would you deal with with this pandemic on a personal front? But in my opinion, this pandemic actually has a lot of global lessons for mankind. If you think about mankind as a whole, right? You know, it has so many lessons for mankind. So, in your opinion, and again, it doesn't have to be a big list, but just a few things that you think man can learn, just man can learn from this pandemic.
Well, we can see that because of the lockdown, nobody is going out or something. So we can see that nature is how mankind has spoiled nature, because now there's less pollution and all, because nobody is going out much. And Anand, please.
Yeah, also we have more time with the family, so we get to know about each other.
And we also have a lot of time to learn new things. That's another important point I would like to give.
Very good, very good. I really like the positive and very upbeat message that all of you gave. In fact, I saw, you had so many examples also, you can do this, you can do that, you can learn. And there was a Rudram chanting session in the video. I would highly encourage anyone who has not seen the video to actually go watch it. But at this point, thank you so much, Ashtavakra Group. You can go back, you can make yourselves, you can stop your video. I'll now request.
Thank you, sir. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Yeah. Agastya Group. I'm seeing Aranya. Is Ritvi online? I'm not seeing Ritvi yet. Ritvi, let me look into the list of attendees. There you are. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Both of you. Yeah, I can see both of you. Okay. I'm going to request you, again, it's the same topic, the COVID situation. I'm going to request you, one of you or both of you can take turns if you want. You can summarize your presentation in about a minute or so that people who have not seen it will get an idea. Ritvi, we're not able to hear you. Your sound is not coming all right.
Yeah, now am I audible?
Yes, you are very audible now.
Yeah. So, Hari Om, I'm Ritvi, and me and Sharanya are the representatives of Group 6, which is Agastya. So, we as a team portray that when you do something that you like or when you enjoy something you do, you won't get bored or unhappy. So, we all came up with what we like. Like some people like drawing, some people like skating or, dancing. So, we took shots of all of them and we portrayed that if you do something that you enjoy, you won't be unhappy. So the story from the Itihasas we took was of Lord Rama when he was in a battle with Ravana in Lanka and he was like nearly giving up. That time sage Agastya came and taught him the Aditya Hridayam, which and the Aditya Hridayam is also the Sarva Satru Vinashaka Stotram, and it's a very powerful stotram. So, and that's how Rama got out of his troubles and difficulties. And in the same way, I feel that we have to have hope that even this pandemic will end. Hari Om.
Very nice, very nice, very nice summary. I particularly liked your, the hobby demonstration, right? Dancing videos and skating, drawing, painting, all of that was very nicely done. And then Aryan chanting the Aditya Hridayam, the first word, that was also wonderful. That was also very nice. I'm hearing some noise in the background. Ritvi, maybe you can go on mute when I'm talking. Yeah, there's some noise. In fact, this Aditya Hridayam was the, the question also from group Dadichi was about this. It said, Aditya Hridayam helped Lord Rama get over his obstacles to defeat Ravana. But how do the activities you mentioned so many hobbies, no, skating, dancing, drawing, painting, etc. How do the activities you mentioned to make the pandemic exciting help in overcoming the pandemic? This is a question from group Dadichi. How does the activity help in overcoming the pandemic?
Can I answer this? Hariom. So the activities that we mentioned was things that we all enjoy. So if you do something that you enjoy or you love, you will always be happy and you won't be bored or unhappy during the pandemic. And that will help you overcome and you'll automatically be positive and have faith. Because when you're unhappy, you won't be as positive as when you are happy. So when you do something you're enjoying, you will automatically be positive and happy. So that's how these activities were very personal to each individual, but it can be anything that you enjoy. Yeah, you can, Ritvi, you can add in.
Yeah, excellent.
No, it's when I'm done.
Okay. So the next question, this is from group Durvasa, and they have an interesting question. What they say is, what do we do when we just do not like doing something, right? But we have to do it. Like, for example, we hate attending online classes, but we simply have to attend them at this point. What do we do under these circumstances?
Okay, so can I take this question?
Sure.
Yeah, so what I feel is like we have to do what we like. Apart from online classes, it's not like online classes are like the whole day long or anything. So as soon as online classes get over, we can do something what we like. Like a few people have hobbies of going out and playing, but then if in case they're going out, they have to take safety measures of wearing the mask and all those. And they can do drawing or whatever they like. So that'll help them.
So in other words, mix the things you don't like with the things you like so that you can manage them together, kind of. I see. Okay.
I want to add something. Yeah, I think most of it was covered, but whenever, if you do something that you don't like, and if you then do something that you like, you'll automatically like the thing that you're doing, that you're enjoying more than you. That feeling will overpower the emotion of boredom or hatred towards the thing that you don't like. For example, online classes or anything that you don't like doing.
Okay. Nice. Thank you, Sharanya. Now, this is a simple question. I just wanted a better understanding of Gurudev's quote. The second quote that Gurudev that we had provided, smile and the world smiles at you. What do you get from that? Like, what does that particular saying? I mean, of course, the second part is frown and the world frowns at you. What do we kind of get from that quote?
So I think what I would say for this is it's in your hands. So if you smile, you'll make the people around you smile, and so your feeling is transmitted. So but if you are unhappy or you're frowning, the people around you will also get the same feeling and they will also frown. But at the same time, when you're happy, everybody will be happy around you.
Yeah, and I wanted to add another point, which is like if you're doing something you like, you will enjoy it more. But then if you keep complaining about something like this is so bad and everything, you'll never be able to progress in the work which you're doing. So that's also a part of what the quote says.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense, right? When you're unhappy, you kind of make the people around you also unhappy at that point, right? Very true. And to round this discussion out, I had again a global question for you, even though this topic was very, very local to you. And this is maybe a slightly difficult question. In your opinion, what can we do as mankind? What can we do to prevent such pandemics in future? Any thoughts on what could we do to avoid or prevent such pandemics in future?
Maybe learn to respect whatever we have, the people and all the resources that we have.
Yeah.
And
I mean, one of my thoughts was basically we have gone against nature, right? I mean, the reason this pandemic has come about in a big way is because man has encroached more and more upon nature. So maybe some thoughts on how we could, take care of nature.
Yeah, I think respecting nature and uh, being thankful would, yeah, and taking care of the nature would help.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sharanya. Thank you, Rutvi. Excellent answers and really nice video as well. So we will close the discussion for your group now.
Hari
Yeah, thank you.
Hari
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. We will move on to group Vashishta. So let me request Sharanya and Aniket. Yeah. Hari Om. Hari Om. Like everyone else, again, this is the third group that dealt with COVID and really interesting perspectives presented by the previous two groups. We would like your perspective as well. So please give about a 1 minute summary of what your group particularly did.
Hari Om. I am Sharanya Rao, representing Group 11, that is Vasishtha, along with Aniket. So the topic we had gotten was a very relatable one of COVID-19, the pandemic. And as students, how we're not finding online classes as effective as school, we're not able to meet our friends, no trips, etc., etc. So we started off by listing the pros and cons of this pandemic, and we realized that though the cons are present, there are many pros. Like we get ample amount of time to work on ourselves, which was cut down by a lot of means when in the offline mode, because we had a lot of travel to do. But here, there's a lot of time for ourselves. So we learned that we can just apply some principles that we've all heard of, like picking up a hobby or indulging in something creative, so that we can make ourselves feel better. And we related this to the situation that Sita was in. So what we learned from Sita was that she had spent about a year in strange lands, and at least we're in the comfort of our homes to spend this pandemic with our families, with people we love. And what we learned, and we also related it to the Pandavas situation, and what we learned was how they made use of their time. Arjuna honed his skills, tried to gain the Pashupatastra. Yudhishthira was tested by Yamadeva. He and Draupadi spent time feeding rishis. And so like that, we learned that hope is one thing that we can adopt to make ourselves feel better. And we just need to give ourselves time and hone our abilities.
Very nice, Sharanya. Excellent. I watched this and I was blown away by, of course, the video itself was wonderful, but I had one particular thing that I really enjoyed, and that was the poem. So who composed the poem? Can you just give me a brief one-liner or maybe just a couple of sentences on who wrote the poem? How did the poem happen in your video?
Okay, so we were persistent that we want to do something creative. So I had written the poem and then we incorporated it into the PPT.
I see. Those of you who have not watched this, I tell you, it's worth it just for this, right? She talks about, back in February, everything was good. Suddenly in March, we started getting bound to walls and calls. The rhyming was also wonderful. I really
She composes in like 2 hours, and she just came up with like, I'll do a poem, you guys do this. And then like we had a call 2 hours later, and then she was like, I'm ready with the poem. And we were blown away by it.
That's really good. In fact, this also blew away many other groups, right? So group Sandeepani says, we don't have any questions for Vashishta group, but we love the poem on COVID. That was one feedback from Sandeepani. Anasuya group also said, no questions, done really well. But of course, when you have 15 groups, you will have questions, right? So group Markandeya, they asked this question: how do we avoid getting bored without interacting with friends?
I'll take this. All right. Like we stated in our video, there are so many ways to entertain yourself, like picking up a hobby, honing your skills, reading a book, watching some TV shows or whatever, and spending time with yourself. Because in this pandemic, we have gotten ample amount of time to make ourselves better in certain areas we feel we're weak, and actually focus on ourselves rather than trying to please others or interact with others. So it's very easy to not get bored.
Yeah, yeah, got it, got
I
it.
would like to add something to this.
Sure.
So, from the pandemic, what we learned the most is you don't need other people for your entertainment, your joy, etc. So, as long as you are there and you're focusing on yourself, it's pretty much fine.
Nice, excellent, right. Now, Group Gargi had a different take on it. It's an interesting question. It says, many great advantages and things that can be done have been mentioned in your presentation, but not much of how it benefits society. Can you mention some advantages or benefits for the economy? So they are interested in a broader perspective, particularly from a societal and economic point of view.
I'll take this. So, so firstly, honing your abilities will later on, when this pandemic gets over, will boost the economy, especially for the working class. They can do a lot. They can improvise their efficiency in work and much more. And second, the economy is being boosted because people are sitting at home. There's no travel time. There's very less travel time, only for the like the people who need to go out and work. Only for them there's travel time, and the IT sector is blooming right now. And yeah, the broader perspective is that after this pandemic is over, the economy will boost because we're better than we were a couple of months ago, and that's how it will happen.
And a very important factor for the growth of any economy is its human resources. And this pandemic has given ample amount of time for people to work on human resources, which will in turn lead to the development of the economy.
That's very true. That's very true. A lot more training is going on, even in corporate sectors. That's very true at this point. Yes. Okay. So these are my questions. And again, just to kind of make sure that everybody is on the same page with respect to Gurudev's quotes, right? The third quote was, in all adversities, a treasure of spiritual blessings secretly hidden are revealed. What does this mean to you?
I'll take this. So what this quote, there's a very similar quote even in Harry Potter, which is a very famous teen novel. So it's like, there are problems everywhere. You can't avoid problems. All you can do is, among those problems, you can find that one ray of hope that you can apply into your lives. Like in all adversities, if we search, if we're keen enough to search, then there's always a blessing in disguise. So if we're able to find that, then we can dodge any problems whatsoever.
Okay. And again, from a global side, for me, I see things from an individual point of view, but also I think it's good to think about the global perspective. And I know we have started doing a lot of things, already during this pandemic, right, to deal with it. My question is, name, any 2 or 3 things that you think we can continue to do, right? Something that we adopted during the pandemic times, but you think it's really worth it to kind of take it into the normal life also, even after the pandemic is over. Any thoughts?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So firstly, making a schedule. Personally, for me, when I had regular school going on, there was no fixed schedule. I would just do things when I had the time. But now I have a set schedule and I follow that most of the times. And yeah, so when this pandemic is over, I think that's one thing that we should follow, and that will lighten our day by a lot.
And I think one thing, it's not for our age group, but I think the IT sector is doing pretty well staying at home. So if that can be adopted, then there's so much of cut down of travel, transport, pollution, etc.
Good point. Yes. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Now you can actually, let me try one thing. I'm just going to ask the other 2 groups that have already spoken. Can you also, make yourselves visible? I don't have any further questions for you, but I'd like to see you while I'm talking about the final summary, right? So hopefully this bandwidth is okay, but all of you can make, just make yourselves visible during this last kind of a final summary that I have for this topic before moving on to the next one, right? I've done a reasonable amount of reading on this, and one of the things that a quote by Henry Ford really struck me. He says, life is a series of experiences, each of which makes us bigger, even though sometimes it is hard to realize this, right? So the COVID situation is one such thing, right? We are going through it right now, and we are moaning and groaning, I don't like this, I like that, stuff like that, right? But when we look back on it, I really think it would have made us bigger. And we should strive, like what you said, making a schedule, doing various things, right, for self-improvement so that we get there at this point. Right? Now, the other interesting thing for me is there are a lot of global lessons in this, right? Man brought this pandemic on himself, right? He encroached on the animal space, on the animals' rights. So we have to learn a lot about respecting nature in this. The other thing is, it's very clear that man, after so many years of evolution, we always think we are on top of the food chain, right? We are superior, our intellect is superior, but it's very, very clear we are extremely dependent. Not only dependent, we can easily get terrorized by other organisms and beings at this point. And very clear that without man, nature does extremely well. We have seen pictures of, small flowers growing through the cement sidewalk at this point. And without nature, man can be destroyed very easily, right? So it really shows, in my opinion, where man should be. The other part which bothers us a lot, of course, is the have-nots. See, there's always haves and have-nots in society. And it's very clear that anytime something like this happens, the have-nots in the society are the ones who suffer most, right? Folks like us, we can, retire to our homes, we can retire to our laptops, we can do a lot of things online. Our bank accounts are safe, everything is fine. But for the daily wage workers and things like that, right? It's been terrible at this point. So the reason I'm bringing out this global perspective is sometimes we get so caught up in our local perspectives, right? Oh, I'm not able to meet my friends. Oh, I can't do this. But if we just think a little beyond ourselves, right? We look at the global picture, we see how others are suffering so much, and we bring in compassion for them into our outlook. Automatically, our troubles fritter away. They are all trivial in that sense. When roti, kapda, makan, when those three are big issues other people are facing, for us, oh, I could not meet my friends, oh, I hate online classes, they become less at that point. So it's important to kind of bring a global perspective in my mind. The other thing is, see, what I'm also observing here is tough situations. This is a very tough situation, right? And it's bringing out the best in man, but it's also bringing out the worst in man, right? We are working together to find a vaccine, but at the same time, countries are pointing fingers. Wuhan virus, ye hua, wo hua, all kinds of, allegations flying back and forth at this point. And the other nice thing that I saw was, at least for me, I understood better why we used to follow some of our customs before, right? Social distancing, for example, right? People were, especially our ancestors, were very careful, right? They would maintain distance. They would wash their clothes and put them away. There were lots of different practices that were being followed. And now, at least, and I used to, at least for me, it didn't register why it was so important. Today, we are in a much healthier place. But remember, even 50, 60, 70 years back when people were dying much earlier, there was typhoid, there was smallpox, all these things. They really had to be a lot more careful. And so a lot of those practices that came into being make a lot of sense to me at this point. And last but not least, I think every dark cloud has a silver lining. We are in the middle of the dark cloud, but it's clear talking to all of you, all 6 of you, you really have seen the silver linings at this point, right? So it's wonderful to get that perspective. Just from a personal, see, these were all from a global point of view. From a personal point of view, I think, for me, Pratipaksha Bhava that Shankara talks about a lot in the Bhajagovindam, it really rings home for me. And that idea of Pratipaksha Bhava, I'll explain it because this idea can be used for all the topics we are discussing today. It is introducing another thought in the process that makes you feel differently about the situation, right? So, for example, we are feeling depressed, right? That's the main contention of this topic. How do we fight depression? We bring in yet another thought, and that thought could be compassion. I already mentioned it, right? Compassion for the have-nots. Yet another thought could be gratitude. Rather than focusing on what I don't have, oh, I don't have friends, oh, I don't have regular classes, focus on what you have, right? We have so much. We have our health, we have our family, we have all our hobbies, we have focusing on what we have brings in a completely different perspective. It seems there's a very small episode anecdote I'll tell you. It seems a teacher posted a quiz one day in a small kids class. Okay, so she said, "What are the 7 wonders of the world?" And all of them, I think, oh, Taj Mahal, this, that, all kinds of wonders, right? And one kid went and wrote, it seems, the 7 wonders of the world are to be able to see, to hear, to smell, to feel, to taste, to laugh, and to love. You see, all those we still have today. So we have not lost that much. What we can focus on is what we have at this point, right? So again, I will not spend too much time on, what we can do. I think obviously you guys are all using this opportunity to keep busy, to learn new things. It keeps you focused on the positive, right? Of course, we have to take precautions. All the societal norms have to be followed. And finally, remember, we look back at history, right? The whole idea of Puranas, Itihasas was, let's look back at history. Let's look back and see what can we learn from there, right? And you guys gave wonderful examples, Sita, Pandava, so on and so forth. But we also have one which happened in 1918. The Spanish pandemic was very similar, and that lasted 3 years. So remember, this too shall pass. We are only in year 1. So really, if you think maybe we have at least 1 more year to go at this point. So keep this as, as an opportunity to learn. Be very, very upfront and buoyant about the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, sir, as you mentioned thoughts, I have something to say. So always remember one thing, you are not your thoughts. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. True. Much bigger than your thoughts, actually. So
that will reduce your depression, actually. So that's another way to reduce it.
Thank you, Praveen. That was very nicely put. Okay. So at this point, we will call it a wrap on topic number 1. The COVID situation. Thank you, all of you. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done.
Thank you, sir. Hari Om.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.